The Traxxas Xmaxx is said to be the world's most insane and best basher money can buy. After 6 months of owning mine, is it really worth the money, and is it as good as they say it is? In December 2021, the dream finally became a reality when I visited the UK's only official Traxxas store, and after an amazing shop tour by the owner John, he finally presented me with the absolutely huge Xmaxx. Oh, look at the size of the box! It's massive! Well excited about this, I've got to do it. It's the Xmaxx. And it's heavy. What? I was amazed by its size and presence, and for me it was such an achievement to have it sat on my worktop. Taking the Xmaxx out for the first time, I was amazed by its extreme performance. This thing was popping wheelies, and it was just being an absolute animal. 6 months later, and I'm still in love with this insane RC truck, but I have to say it wasn't exactly perfect out the box. Now, I'll tell you what I have noticed. I think the servo is potentially already on its way out. If I turn all the way to the left there, does struggle to bring it back to centre. Now, I've heard a lot about the servos on these. That may just be because it's slightly underpowered, but I think that is going to have to be replaced very soon. The steering servo was a little bit slow and disappointing. The motor cooling fans lasted about 2 runs, and in general the truck needed some upgrades. Since then I have fitted a new Proline Raptor body shell, which is meant to be twice as strong as the stock body, a Proline front bumper, a high performance steering servo, and some 28,000 RPM cooling fans for the motor heatsink. So I haven't done a huge amount in all fairness, but in the future I do plan on fitting an upgraded Hobbywing ESC and some new wheels and tyres. So we're back out again today with the Xmaxx, and we're going to give it another run. So 6 months of ownership, I thought it'd be a good idea to get this beast back out. I have done a few things to it, nothing major. I still want to get a new ESC, I'll probably go for a Hobbywing. Now we need to ask the question, because after 6 months, is it really worth spending over £1,000 or $1,000 on this RC truck? Well, short answer to that question. The answer to that question is yes, if you can afford it, because it is like nothing else I've ever driven before. But you can have just as much fun with some of the cheaper stuff. There are so many good options out there these days for a lot less money, and in the last 6 months the Xmaxx is probably one of the trucks that has been left behind, as it's such an enormous beast to transport around, and the truth is the same fun can be had with the smaller 1/10 scale and 1/8 scale models. So let's take a look at the first alternative then, and it has to be the team associated rival MT10. Now I absolutely love this thing, it is so durable, it's quick out the box, it's 3S ready, you really can't go wrong. The MT10 is a really good durable skate park basher, and if you're looking for a skate park ready truck, I think the MT10 would be a good choice. I took mine to my local skate park and I didn't go easy on it, and at the end of the day there was only minor breakage. This truck costs around £280 or $300, which is around a third of the cost of the Xmaxx. Again, proof you really don't have to spend a huge amount of money on the giant Xmaxx to have fun. Moving on, let's talk about another really good alternative, but this time we're talking about a 6S alternative. This is the FTX DRA, also known as the Really Raptor. I've done various videos on this desert buggy, and I have to say, for the price, it has to be one of the very best all-rounders that you can currently buy. I know it's only available in certain countries, but if you can get your hands on one of these things, they are insane. They're great on road, they're great in the dirt, and they can handle a few jumps. These things are great to take anywhere and have a huge amount of fun. These desert buggies use rebranded Hobbywing Max 8 electronics, and for me, I've always liked the Max 8, it's always performed really really well, and I think that is probably one of the reasons why this thing is so good. It's quick on 4S, it's also really quick on 6S. For me, I think 4S is the sweet spot, and it's more than enough for most people. Price-wise, I think they come in at around £380. I'm not entirely sure what that would be in dollars because I don't think they're available in the US, or if they are, they're sold under a different brand name. Again, less than half the price of the Traxxas Xmaxx. Finally, we've got one for the beginners and people on a budget, and this is the WL Toys 144010. This thing is brushless ready out the box. Everything you need to get you up and running is also included. Now, I was a huge fan of the 144001, and the 144010 is extremely impressive because it now comes ready to run with a brushless system, and even on 2S, this thing is a lot of fun. Going 3S on one of these little buggies, it just creates a whole different level of insanity, but it's still a huge amount of fun, and it will always put a smile on anyone's face, especially if you're just starting out. Price-wise, the WL Toys 144010 selling for about £120 or $140. Excellent value for the money, and if you're just looking to get into the hobby, these things are a great place to start. So you really don't have to spend $1,000 plus to have fun in the RC hobby. If you have the funds, then of course the Xmaxx is probably one of, if not the best basher around. Right, that's enough talking, let's take a look at the action footage. There we go then, so is it worth the money? Well, absolutely, because as you see just there, this thing is an animal. But if I had $1,000 sitting in the bank, wasting away and waiting to be spent, would I rush out and get the Xmaxx again? It would certainly be a great idea, but you do have to remember there are so many options out there which will be just as much fun for less than half the money. You also have to factor in the cost of batteries and a charger, and if you're one of those few out there who want to stay with Traxxas and use their overpriced lipos and chargers, then you will be looking to pay close to $1,500, which is a crazy amount of money. There is no denying the Xmaxx is the king of bashers, and I love it more and more each time I take it out for a bash, and with a few simple mods, it's a seriously capable machine. In the coming months, I will be making some more changes, and I will do a follow-up video at the 1 year mark. I really hope you enjoyed seeing my Traxxas Xmaxx out again for another run, and if you haven't already, make sure you've subscribed to the channel and you've got notifications turned on so that you don't miss any of my latest videos. Cheers for watching. I'm going to stick some more batteries in this thing and go for another run. Take care.